Hello everyone, welcome to yet another video on the Camera 7 channel. I'm your host Amber and today I am going to show you how to create translated subtitles in Premiere Pro. So I have this audio file here. I'm just going to drag it into my timeline. Let's have a listen. Nahi bharosa pal ka, nahi bharosa kal ka, देखता रह जाएगा, यूं ही मर जाएगा, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला. If you're a fan of Scam 1992, you will immediately recognize that line. First thing I'd want to do is go to Window and click on Text. This will bring up the text panel, which in my case was already here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on these 3 dots and click on Generate Static Transcript. Now we go to Transcription Preferences and change the language from English to Hindi. And we will leave everything else as it is. Now we click on Transcribe. And now we just wait a couple of minutes for it to transcribe the audio. So now that the transcript is ready, we're going to press this CC button here and that's going to create captions. We're going to leave it at subtitle default and I'm not going to change any of these settings. Click on Create Captions. Now as you can see, these subtitles are not exactly very accurate. And you would have to fix these subtitles before you throw them into the translation software. I am not going to do that because I'm not exactly very good at Hindi typing, so I'm going to throw it straight into the translation software. However, once you have fixed these captions, what you want to do is click on these 3 dots here in the text panel and then click on Export as an SRT file. So here's our subtitle file, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a little software called Subtitle Edit to translate this. So I have it already installed on my system and the exact version I'm going to use here is linked in the description. So let me just double click it. Now you can fix these subtitles here as well. I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is go to Auto Translate, set the service to Google Translate V1 API. Leave it at that and translate from now Hindi to English. Now I just click on Translate. It gives us this warning, trying to translate without API key. What this basically means is that, hey, I need access to Google Translate API key. As far as I can gather, you would need a Google Cloud subscription for this. So I'm just going to click OK. Wait a few seconds and the translation is done. Now I'm going to click OK and then I'm going to click on this button here to save it. So now we have our translated file in Premiere, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and delete it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag and drop this subtitle file onto timeline. Now as you can see, the subtitles are actually not very accurate. This is a problem with this trick because again, the Hindi subtitles that we fed into the software in and of itself were not actually very accurate. So the output files will not be very accurate. However, there are a few other factors that you have to remember to ensure that your subtitles are accurate. The first aspect that you have to remember is that the clarity of the audio is important. So if your audio is not very clear, Premiere's speech-to-text feature is going to have an aneurysm trying to create subtitles. The second is the way I deliver it. So if I'm not able to deliver it with clarity, say for example, I have some kind of a speech impediment, or perhaps I have a very thick and heavy accent that causes Premiere's speech-to-text feature to have an aneurysm, it will struggle quite a bit. And then there's obviously the quality of the audio itself. If your mic is terrible, there's no way Premiere will be able to generate accurate subtitles for it. One other thing you have to remember is the language that you're going to use. So I narrated this entire video in English, so Premiere is not going to have a hard time in generating captions for it. But if I switch between English and Hindi back and forth constantly, a bit like what a lot of Indian YouTubers end up doing, Premiere is going to have
deep vein thrombosis.
So thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time.